Hey, yo, it is 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern, and we are live on the Main Event Network. Welcome to the Main Event Mixer, episode 42. I am your host for the day, 1/3 of the Indie Wrestling Guide and 1/2 of the NXT Night Shift, and who better to talk about the NXT pay-per-view than myself, Jay Gold. And with me today, I'm going to go this way on your camera. It is the boss man of the Main Event Network, my co-host of the NXT Night Shift, Mr. OTM, Kyle.
Hey guys, good morning. It's great to be here. Main Event Mixer 42. We've been doing this now for 3 years. If this is your first time checking it out, you're in for a treat because this is where we all mix things up. We're from other podcasts. Some of us are bloggers. Some of us have our own shows, like the men below me. Let me introduce one of them then while we're here. He is one half of Between Two Beards. You could see him on Love Wrestling. He's on Fightful sometimes, I believe. Body Slam. He's everywhere. He's Pluggo. He's our friend. What's going on, Pluggo?
I'm only everywhere when I get invited. But yes, that's me. Thank you for having me, guys. I'm excited to talk some NXT. This card looks fun. But yeah, I don't think I'm the better half of Between Two Birds. That's JPJ. But I'm going to do my best.
Hey, I don't think I said better half.
I'm saying I'm not the better half.
I mean, I did get to hang out with you in Indy a couple months ago, and we did have ourselves a good time. So I haven't hung out with JPJ yet, so to be determined, I guess. But Jay Gold, we're not alone. We got another friend with us as well, don't we?
From Vicious Rants, give me some more here.
The man karaoke, as one of my buddies would call me, used to dub me. Also,
we got Mr. Tim Vicious.
Still technically, because HR hasn't approved the title yet, head of the intern department.
Yeah, that's not going to get approved.
No, interns stay in talent acquisition, my friend. I can't allow that.
Tim, GBH thinks you're turning face with that blank tank top. Can you confirm or deny?
I'm a lovable asshole. That's what I am. So if it's what I always say at the show. You love me, great. You hate me, fuck yous.
I'm going to go with hate since you've already taken us out of the algorithm with your cursing.
I love that sound.
Luckily, they changed it up. It's only like 30 seconds to a minute. Yeah, because we used to have to sit there for like 10 minutes.
That's what I thought it was. Okay.
That's what Kyle always yells at me.
I mean, it's better safe than sorry, but I think they changed it. I think you're safe because I was going to say JPJ likes to drop a curse word here or there early, depending on what happens.
JPJ, no.
With the Dawson Sports, you know.
Yeah, he can get going sometimes.
You just feel like Terry Funk. Can I say yes?
Well, let's get to the plugs to start. Kyle, you want to give us we have some new
breaking news.
Brand new news to talk about. So, Mr. OTM, kick us off here, boss man.
Yeah, full disclosure, I was awake at 4:30 this morning, and I just so happened to be watching the World Baseball Classic, and then I see Jayhawk streaming WWE 2K26, so shout out to Jayhawk, and I thought, there is so many people on this network that do separate content on Twitch and sometimes stream their stuff on Twitch. So it's time for the main event to make moves on Twitch. So make sure you're following us. We now have a page, twitch.tv/mainevent_net. It's the same as everywhere else on the socials, guys. So if you're following us on X and IG, it's the same thing, but we are going to be now on Twitch. We used to do Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We're now doing just YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. So if there's anybody actually watching us on Twitch right now, if you're watching and you say hello in the chat, I might just give you a t-shirt. Who knows? I'm feeling good right now, boys. We got NXT tonight. It's good vibes right here. We're on the road to 300 subscribers, which I think we're only 10 away. If we could get there today, I think we can. We got 28 people watching right now. Share this with a friend because we're going to dive deep into Vengeance Day. It's going to be a good time here at the Main Event Wrestling Network.
Hell yeah. And what better to talk Vengeance Day than the NXT Night Shift? We have been dying for a PLE for a little bit to get excited about. Now, I personally, there's a few matches on here that are really getting me excited.
He's no t-shirt. He said it.
No collusion, Pluggo, collusion.
You can't
he said anybody that says hi gets a t-shirt.
Are you following?
I am following. Yep.
Okay.
Dude, I'm already on it. Let's go.
All right. Fair enough. Maybe I'll have to, guys. Sorry.
I'm a sucker for a free t-shirt.
Well, I'm
But
glad
we
to see
talked
Eric
off air.
Douglas,
I'm
by the way.
cheap. I like discounts. A lot of this stuff is discounted prices. All the hats I buy, discounted prices. Listen, free shirts. Let's go, Mr. OTM. Put your money where your mouth is.
Well, you'll get your shirt, Pluggo. If you're ready for it at the end of the summer, it'll be there.
Fuck you,
To
Jake.
get everything, it should be there sometime at the end of the summer.
Meme coming to the Discord. Oh yeah, that's right. We do have a Discord as well now, guys. So join that too. A lot of things.
It's a lot
going
of
on
fun.
there.
Join
A
the
lot going on.
Discord. Yeah, join us. All the fans, we're on a Discord with us, and we have some fun on there. We literally talk all wrestling, all of it. And
Eric,
it's
where
not
are you at?
tribalist. Who?
I want to see where Eric's at in the Discord. I'm
Yeah,
calling
Eric, how
Eric
come you
out.
haven't joined the Discord?
Yeah, he's
Well,
always in the chats.
I'll tell you, there's no tribes in our Discord. You can talk anything you want. You can shoot your shot and say whatever you like. Just like on all of our shows across the networks, we don't sit around and try to be tribalists. We love wrestling and we talk about it in a positive way. So join us on there. And
Well,
please,
positive-ish.
yeah, positive-ish. Okay, if only when Butters is on does it get a little negative, but otherwise, it's great.
We're
So
usually positive here, us four.
let's get to
I
Vengeance
might not
Day.
be so positive if I don't get that T-shirt, Kyle.
Okay, fair enough.
Anyway, let's talk Vengeance. I'm not
Let's
gonna.
talk Vengeance Day. I
I'm not
want
gonna
to
hold
get
up
around.
the stream.
I want to get around the horn here for us and talk Vengeance Day. This is going to be live tonight at 7:00 on Peacock. I believe this is the last Peacock PLE, if I'm not
sure.
if I'm not mistaken. There was something that went around that said that NXT is done after this one. We'll do some research. If anybody on the chat can do some
Yeah.
research for us,
I thought they signed
there-
a new deal or something, or new. There's some new
is that what it is?
parameters to it. I couldn't. I don't 100% know. I'm not the brains of this operation.
I can tell.
None of us are, to be fair.
None of us.
Not
None of
this
us.
year.
Not one of us decided last night, or while we were up at 4:30 to go. We should probably look into that Peacock NXT deal thing.
Right, it would be a good conversation for the show.
Well,
But,
maybe
you know.
we would get media passes if we did that, if we knew that information.
Well, listen, let's get to the first match. This one is
Oh, boy.
something that Kyle and I let's see here. How do I put it the best of ways? I like Deion Lennox. I think Deion Lennox is a future star. Tony D'Angelo, we have no idea what his gimmick is since he's been back. All it is him and his bushy beard and trying to figure out, how to beat up Dark State. But this is going to be a grudge match. Not enough grudge matches in wrestling. This is a typical grudge match. They're going to beat each other up. And all of Vengeance Day looks like matches where these guys are just going to beat each other up. I'm going to start with Tim. Tim, your first thoughts on the Tony D and Deion Lennox. What do you got there, Pluggo? What you got?
I found it before Tim says anything. WWE's deal with Peacock is set to expire early 2026, with Vengeance Day expected to be the final event. So they are considering either moving the PLEs for NXT to ESPN or Netflix. They haven't decided yet.
Put it on Netflix. Don't give me that ESPN Unlimited garbage.
They might go. They might. I don't know. Yeah. So
Oh,
there you
more
go.
ads.
You heard it. You heard it here first, fam. Breaking news
Yeah,
here.
I'm not saying if you have a VPN, you could watch the shows on Netflix, but
We don't talk about pirating being live. We're not pirates, even though that movie on Amazon Prime was terrible with Priyanka Chopra. But
Anyway,
Tim,
hey,
lead us off with Tony D. Your thoughts. Tony D. Deion Lennox.
Tony D, I swear his gimmick is he transitioned from being extra on The Sopranos to now being a Russian hitman.
Right.
Because he looks like
That's
one.
actually, yeah.
That's a great comp.
He went from being an extra in The Sopranos to being a Russian hitman.
Yeah.
But I got to say, I think Tony's going to walk out with the win on this simply because he already screwed Dark State over with the tag titles. And that promo he cut saying he's going to go and take them apart, break them apart systematically, little by little. You can't go and say something like that, make them lose the titles, and then lose your return singles match all in like that. It don't click.
Yeah.
Right. I agree, and I don't. You're not going to stop his momentum, especially. I don't think Deion Lennox needs a win here. Pluggo, what are your thoughts on this one?
I'm kind of with Tim in the same vein of like this was his one when he said he came back. He had two things: he was going to dismantle Dark State and then go after championships or something like that, right? So
Yeah.
like, this is the final piece. But we've already seen fractures in Dark State a little bit. Deion's been doing the singles thing a little bit, and it was there was a little apprehension of him doing it at first, but they gave him his blessing. I think he does beat Deion here, and I think this is the nail in the Dark State coffin where I think Deion's going to split off of it. and he's going to go, you know what, I want to go do my own thing. Because I think Dark State will get involved, but ultimately Tony D figures out a way to get it done. And I think we're going to see two things happen here. Dark State's going to crumble. Tony D's going to go, because I think there's a hole in that main event picture at the top of the men's card. And I think
not wrong.
I think he's going to just go take care of hopefully number 2 on his list. Give me Tony D. Hey, gabagoop.
Partner, what do you say?
I don't know. I say that this comment is egregious as putting Tony D'Angelo's in the Vision. Even Tino thinks, it's crazy when Tino thinks it's crazy because Tino loves everything.
Yeah, he even likes Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, I mean, we don't hate Rey Mysterio. You do because
Tino is the happiest bastard on
Listen,
the
Rey Mysterio is a deadbeat, man.
Wow.
Deadbeat dad, Rey Mysterio.
See, GBH is really going to love Pluggo now, but I don't know what to say other than what you guys have been saying. It's totally accurate. I don't see how you repackage Tony D'Angelo for him to lose his first big match back on a PLE. And Dion Lennox, like you guys were saying, he's probably taking that next step by himself. And shout out to Pluggo because I got to see the video before I even posted it. He did his predictions video, he mentioned the fact that he sees Dion Lennox going off into the main event scene. I could totally see the split here, but I also think that this might have a parking lot stipulation, if I'm not mistaken. So that does create an opportunity for Dark State to get involved. I watched Kind's prediction videos, and he said it was a parking lot stipulation.
I forgot all about that. It is a parking lot stipulation.
Oh, it is.
I forgot all about that.
How does Dark State not have the numbers advantage? You know what? Fuck it. I'm swerving here. Like Swerve Strickland, I'm going Dion Lennox.
And I don't disagree with you, and I'll tell you why they could have him lose because, again, something that still eats
Numbers
away. But I'll literally tell you this eats away at me every day as a wrestling fan is that Julia lost her first match in NXT. So they have no issues derailing anybody's momentum whenever they need to do it. So if Tony D is going to be in the parking lot, however, you could actually see Tony D like having something stashed in a car and getting ready to fight off Dark State, right? Like
in his trunk.
Right, like something in that trunk full of, it looked like sandbags. I don't know why it was so full of stuff in there that night, but I don't know.
Do we see Luca Cristofino come back?
Please, God, no. He's also got a new gimmick. He's like Tony, a fashion guy now.
Maybe he's got some friends that we don't even know about. Maybe he's been doing some recruiting.
No more family, right? We're done with the Italian stuff, right? Yeah. We're done with it.
Or they bring back Rizzo.
No. She does something. She has stuff online now too, Rizzo.
Yeah, she's cooking the pot with Rizzo, stirring the pot with Rizzo. Yeah. She's fantastic.
Who's hanging out backstage at NXT that's got nothing to do that would fit in this new Tony D vibe?
You know what? I would have loved.
One.
I still to this day would have loved them to send down the Profits a little bit and give them just to get them cleaned up again because they are so out of. Imagine the Profits with Tony D or something where
what?
I'm just giving you stuff to work on. There's
what?
stuff.
Baking powder. What?
I'm just saying. Listen.
Hell?
In what alternate universe would the Street Profits and Tony D'Angelo ever make sense?
Listen.
The only correlation is Tony's from Chicago and Montez Ford is a Bears fan. There's your only correlation.
You don't need correlation. You just need to put them together and see
how it works. In NXT 2.0, that would have hit, brother. Don't lie.
Why did Danny Doring and Roadkill work so well? Who knows? He was an Amish guy. Danny Doring was just a bomb guy.
Kane and X-Pac were a tag team at one point.
Exactly. You're telling exactly.
Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne were. Come on, man.
Matt Riddle and Randy Orton were a tag team.
RK Bro won tag team of the year in our OTMs one year.
Oh Lord,
they had the best year that year.
No accounting for taste. Yeah.
Tony D can't dance. Does Tony D ever get called up to the main roster? Is the real question.
Yes,
I don't think so.
He's going to be 65 and still grinding it out in NXT.
I don't think so.
I'm here for it.
Honestly,
I don't see it either, Tim.
Unless he gets a character overhaul where he looks like an actual badass, not just like a Russian hitman, then I don't see him moving.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
We'll find out.
We're going to find out, and that one I'm glad it was the first one because I wanted to get to the next one. Because
you and your fucking AAA GBH, you think everybody would be a good fit?
Stop with he builds his own roster in AAA. That's what GBH does. He's like, I love AAA that much that whoever
it is good.
But he just puts it out in the atmosphere.
We saw Ehud de Wagner.
Right. There's some good. Anyway, let's get to the
You
next
gotta
It's
one.
throw it
ladies'
up
night.
to the wall and hope it sticks.
That's what GBH does. He throws everything up.
I
He's like,
respect it. I
you
respect
know what'd be
it.
great on Monday Night Raw? The Psycho Circus wrestling against, and he just throws anything. He's like Roman
Oh,
Reigns,
I was
You know,
saying that last
and-
night in the Discord.
and he just goes with it.
I,
I was saying
what?
that last night in the Discord. I want Psycho Circus on Monday night for the title.
Not gonna happen. Not.
You
not
know what I
anytime
want?
soon.
You know what we need? We need Josh Briggs on the main roster.
Wellens just signed his own death warrant.
I had to. It's Josh Briggs' face on Joe Hendry, Pluggo.
That's scary.
We don't need Josh Briggs anywhere on the main roster. Right
We
now.
don't need Josh Briggs anywhere.
Thank God, Pluggo and I are on the same team here on this.
He just doesn't do it for me. I don't. If you're a fan of his, cool. But like for me, I just don't get it.
Nope,
And that
don't
stuff he
get
did
it
on Tuesday, where he's like, talking trash. I was like, you lose all the time too, brother.
all the time.
Like you're one to talk. Just clear out your locker and make your way to Evolve, my guy.
Right, take off your sticker logo on the locker and move on.
Maybe
All right.
get his ass beat by Keanu Carver, which, by the way, surprised Keanu Carver's not even on this card.
Because this is, if you look at, once we go through
It's a
this,
women's
you'll see
card.
This is a
It's a
very
women's
simple
card.
card. There's
Yeah.
no tag matches. There's nothing.
That's
It's a
why
very
it's
simple.
vengeance.
Yeah, it's a very simple grudge match filled card. And speaking of giant grudge matches,
Mhm.
you're going to have an NXT. These are all gimmick matches tonight, too, and I love it. NXT Underground, Lola Vice, Kalani Jordan. Kalani Jordan's getting training from Shayna Baszler.
So
And
cool.
Lola Vice has a broken hand. So we have something here where Lola Vice has never lost an Underground match. And Kalani Jordan has never been in an Underground match. And so here we go. Pluggo, you're going to kick us off. Give me your opinion on this one.
Well, I think they did everything that they could to point us in the direction of Kalani Jordan winning this thing, right? Like there's a built-in reason for the broken hand. I didn't love Lola Vice's reasoning for like wanting to keep fighting, because that's what old-timey wrestlers say. Like, I just wanted to keep going, and then they can't walk in their 60s. So she shouldn't have leaned into that. But I do love that Shayna Baszler was training Kalani Jordan. I think. Is there a world where I could see Lola Vice winning this thing and keeping the streak going and overcoming a broken hand to beat Kalani Jordan? Yes, but hi, Mrs. Pluggo.
Hi, Mrs.
My
Pluggo.
wife.
Thanks
Yeah,
for stopping by.
Hi, honey.
Good to
Hello.
see you.
She's pretty cute. I started streaming just to flirt with her.
I think it worked, huh?
Not a bad idea.
That's why. Even though we were already married, I was like, I
Oh,
have to get
okay.
on the internet just to flirt with the wife.
Get your clout up.
That's right. She's becoming more popular than I am. But yeah, I think Kalani gets the win here. I think we see Kalani Jordan make that next step. I think Lola Vice. I don't think Lola Vice is long for NXT right now, to be honest with you. I think there's an eventual call up here. I think her losing here and maybe taking some time off with the hand. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think she's on the move.
I'm
I
in the
got
same
it.
thought process as you, Pluggo. I think
the
Lola
vibe?
Vice. She's kind of done everything in NXT,
Yeah.
other than win the NXT title. But Kalani Jordan has way more to gain here, in my opinion, in this match, because they basically, like you said, set the table and put it all right in front of your face that Kalani is set up for the win here. It is all in Kalani's court, but Lola Vice is undefeated, so you throw that caveat in there, and it makes it more difficult to decide who really is going to win. But I think Kalani is the right move. I think she's the right pick here. But like you said, Pluggo, I would not be surprised if Lola Vice somehow won this match. But Lola going up to the main roster, maybe hang out on SmackDown where her boyfriend is, Damian Priest, who's now tagging with R-Truth out of nowhere, which is wild in
By the way,
itself.
that's horrible. That is inexcusably horrible.
I mean, it's
That's
funny.
horrible.
And,
It's
and
horrible.
yeah, R-Truth will make it work. But yeah, Kalani Jordan's my pick.
Okay, Tim.
I gotta say, I'm gonna be different. I'm saying Lola simply because of the fact that they're building up Kalani, saying she's doing all this training. Lola's undefeated, all that stuff, and it just something to me is clicking, saying they're building it up like that, and it just don't sit right with me.
It's just two in your face, huh?
Yeah.
I'll tell you this: Lola Vice doesn't need the win. She also doesn't need a title. She's a star in AAA, and they love her. They move her around all over the roster. And Kalani really needs to rebuild because she was so hot during her North American title run, being the first North American champ. She did a lot of stuff. The heel Kalani Jordan is way better
It's
than
working.
the face Kalani Jordan, and it works.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know. Yeah. That GBH.
One half of the
I'm
mixed
in.
tag. Yeah.
Yeah, she has the mixed tag title. She is a star. Kalani Jordan, they want to build. And you know what? Heel Kalani Jordan is great. So do it, girl. Like, she's going to win. They're going to do something. You're going to see Shayna. I just want to say this. I love that NXT is like where wrestling
things.
fans complain. And they're like, I want to see this. NXT's like, yeah, okay, you want back Vengeance Day. Do you want back Halloween Havoc? Yeah, I want that. All right, we'll throw it on NXT. Do you want to see Shayna Baszler back? Yes. All right, we'll throw her on NXT. Watch NXT then. She's right there. Like, they try everything on NXT. And you know what? I like that at least. That's why I think Kalani wins. We move forward from there. But that's why I love they do underground. They do all this stuff. They're like, you like what you saw on the main roster. You're not getting it there. So might as well get it on NXT.
Is there a world where Shayna Baszler comes out with Kalani Jordan as she was her trainer, kind of MMA
happen
style?
Yes,
And then you saw that little. Here's what my only thing I'm thinking where my pick might be wrong is that moment on Tuesday where like Kalani was still doing the gymnastic stuff. She was telling Shayna it was working, and Shayna was getting annoyed. Do we see her pull out some gymnastic stuff cost her, and then like the friend of my friend is my enemy, and Lola and Shayna have a moment of like, she's the real deal. Like, is that possible?
That's right. The new Shayna, yeah.
But is that possible? A pass in the torch type deal with Shayna and Lola? Because that's the only thing I could see where Kalani doesn't win this thing.
Very possible. That is, I actually love that. I think they should do that.
That's actually really good. It's a good idea, but I also think you don't want to kill Kalani Jordan.
I heard that there's jobs open in that writers' room as of yesterday, so I'm hey, listen,
on SmackDown.
Hey, listen, I can write down.
I don't understand. Road Dogg leaves, and then you get R-Truth and Damian Priest. That is horrible.
That does sound like a Road Dogg idea.
It takes time for you gotta flush them out a little bit.
There's a million other tag teams. What are you doing with Motor City? What are you doing with Axiom?
Priest and Truth were both former members of Judgment.
It doesn't matter. There's a million tag teams on Raw. What are we needing R-Truth and Damian Priest for together? You just
they have nothing else for either one of them. That's what they do.
Now you have nothing. Now you have nothing else for 6 more guys. The Profits have nothing
to happen for guys. Look at Steve. Going in the Wayback Machine, Steve Blackman and Billy Gunn, or Steve Blackman and Al Snow when they were head chiefs.
Different times, different thing. They had a chemistry.
Weird combos do work sometimes. I see what he's saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying you have 6 other guys. So you have the Profits, you have Motor City, you have Fraxium, who all are not getting any chance now because you put R-Truth and Damian Priest together. Whatever. Anyway,
they're gonna win the tag titles, and it's
Jay Gold hates fun. Everybody,
I love fun. That's not fun. That's not fun. Danhausen is fun. R-Truth and Damian Priest together is just a tag team of guys you threw together to hope you had something for.
I need a tag team of R-Truth and Danhausen.
Yes, now we're cooking. There you go. Now you're talking.
And Mr. Iguana, and now we have a faction.
If GBH has anything to say about it, they would put Mr. Iguana with Danhausen and someone else.
Main event Triple A.
Yeah, the girl with what's her name with the mask that he loves?
Persephone?
No, on AAA. The one who was the champ.
Sorry, I don't.
I forgot. Anyway,
I don't know either.
Let's get on.
Hey, another Sábado Gigante mixer next weekend.
I'll be on it.
I say it better than you do.
I said it better. Sábado Gigante.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
Oh, all right.
I remember
how normal meetings are with the network, folks.
True. Which, by the way, we got one coming up, Pluggo. I hope you're ready.
Like, what the hell is going on right now? All right.
Did you know what you were walking into when you said, you know what, I'll do stuff with the main event?
The conversation, to pull back the curtain when you were trying to court such a hot free agent that was me, was social media content. And I was like, all right, I can do that. And then I got roped into these mixers. No, I'm just kidding.
Roped is the right
That
word.
was definitely a part of the deal.
Yes. Trick.
He's like, now I'm on-screen talent. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? No, I'm just kidding. I love it here.
He still hasn't got his check yet.
I haven't seen it yet. That's why I still have to buy these discounted titles. And I mean, listen, we could settle out of court right now for that shirt that you promised your Twitch followers.
Make sure you send them the shirt, Kyle.
I haven't seen another Twitch comment. Maybe I'll give away another one.
He's the one.
Don't make me. I got burners, bro.
I bet you do.
Oh my God. Kevin Durant style, son.
All right, listen, we're going to go to the next match because this one I want Mr. OTM talk because this is one of his favorite stars on the roster.
Let's go.
This street fight that has been excellently crafted, if I might add, between Blake Monroe and Jada Parker, two of the hottest women on the roster right now, who have the most momentum, and they're going to. And when you get Blake Monroe in a street fight, she's not afraid to do anything, so she's going to push Jada Parker somewhere. Mr. OTM, boss man, give us your thoughts.
We talk about it all the time on Tuesday nights. The NXT women's division is absolutely spectacular, and it always has been. And it is the main focus of Vengeance Day for a reason. And like we said on Tuesday, Jay Gold, most of these are non-title feuds that we care about, which
Grudge
is something
matches
that the main roster doesn't seem to do well. Make us care about feuds that don't have titles involved. NXT does it perfectly, and these are two world-class talent that are going to be on the main roster very soon, especially Blake Monroe. I wouldn't be surprised even if Blake lost this match, just so they could kind of rush her up to the main roster. But also, there's more that could be done, I think, with Blake Monroe in NXT to where she feels like an important part of NXT. And I know a lot of people, when Blake Monroe, Mariah May was signed, were like, oh, she has to go to the main roster. No, this is a perfect example that sometimes going to NXT works. And I'm not saying that David Finlay, passing on an NXT deal because he didn't think it was valuable was the wrong decision. But time will tell with that, because those are decisions that free agents are going to have to make. And I think Blake Monroe is the perfect example of it working out. So with all that being said, the woman from hell can't lose a street fight, right? That's my thinking, at least. So I'm going to ride with Blake on this one, even though you can make a case for both these women, and I'm not going to be mad at it. But I just want to see chaos, and it's unfortunate I can't watch this live.
I'm with you. I'm gonna pick up behind you on that and say I agree with you. I can't watch it live either, but I'm going to when I get back. But I will say I want to see these NIL kids, because that's Jada Parker. I want to see them pushed to a wrestling place that they haven't been. So I would love to see, and I know it's a little neutered being on NXT as far as how much violence you can get there, but I do want to see someone like a Blake Monroe push Jada Parker to, like, when her and Jordan Grace were in that street fight in the cage and everything. I want to see them go to a place where Jada Parker has to push to something different, and it'll help her in the long run if she's wrestling different kinds of matches. I want to see her get that first chair shot. I want to see all those things, go through a table. I just want to see Blake Monroe do that with her, because she can, she will, and I think Blake Monroe's going to win. I don't know how it helps you as a company if Blake Monroe keeps losing. That loss to Thea Hale was the worst thing that happened to her push, so she has to win.
Yeah,
that it was a mess. It ruined her entire summer. Blake Monroe, basically, how they were booking everything because of that mistake. So we got to get somewhere where Blake Monroe gets some momentum. She can't just keep coming out and calling out women and then losing. So with that said, that's my opinion. Tim, what do you got on this one?
I was hell-bent for leather, thinking that it was going to be Miss Parker walking out with the win, but Blake coming out looking like $1 million at the end of it, though. But the way you just presented that now, I got to switch lanes, and I'm saying right now, I'm going to go with Blake. Because, you got to have a little glamour.
Yeah, I'm glad that I have a convincing argument. I'm hoping that the NXT roster is paying attention, because sometimes they watch our show.
Sometimes.
Yep. Just saying, sometimes they do, and sometimes things happen on the television that we call weeks in advance. So that's all I'm saying. Pluggo, as you stroke your glorious beard, what are your thoughts on this?
This is why Kyle hired me, because I disagree with all of you. Jada Parker is walking out of this street fight, the winner. She getting her hand raised high because, and to counteract all of JT Gold, I think Thea Hale winning that NXT championship from that mistake actually worked in their favor. They found another star in Izzy Dame. Blake Monroe has slowly been eroding, and you're seeing it. She's slowly losing her mind. We're slowly seeing more sadistic Blake Monroe. I think a loss here in a street fight where she calls it out completely changes her character, and we see even a more crazy, deranged, out for blood Blake Monroe coming out of this loss to Jada Parker. I think that they're going. Listen, and I famously am wrong all the time.
Yeah, but it's a good argument. You lay out a convincing argument, my friend.
Rainmaker Wrestling Pod, my buddy. But we'll see you at 4:00, sexy.
God, you're doing multiple shows today.
Yeah, we on the weekends here over I Love Wrestling, we do For Exposure where we talk the world of
That's right.
independent wrestling. So
Oh,
I got to
nice.
do that with my man over there. So we're going to talk.
What are you guys talking about indie wise over there?
Probably the GCW show tonight. I believe Dakota Kai. Oh, her new name I think is Charlie.
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 Yeah.
She's wrestling. I think Pro Wrestling Eve. We're going to talk about that. Get y'all ready for that. Some other
what's
stuff.
up.
Whatever Grademaker wants to talk about. Wrestle
I will
Queendom.
say I've never
Wrestle
been a
Queendom.
Dakota Kai fan. I will say that. Never was. Never
Yeah.
never
Yeah,
understood it.
Don't start.
Don't, man.
No.
Trust
But yeah,
I'm
give
not
me
talking
give me
about-
Miss Parker. 'Cause by the way, Miss Parker needs a big win here too. I think that's part of it too. I think
But she's-
with.
She would be
She's
fine
another-
with a loss, though. I feel like
Yep.
too.
She
another-
would be.
she
She would be, but I think she needs it more than Blake needs the win.
She has that music though. She has the Trick Williams as far as the how people groove on it type music where you can she just gets over by her music. And that's also yeah.
But that can only get you so far. She needs to get over by a big win, and like I said, boom, here you go.
This would be a big win. You
It
ain't
would
lying.
be.
But
So-
it's gonna be good.
Next, we're going to move on to the next one because this one I'm going to cover to start. And this is going to be the NXT North American Women's Championship, champion Izzy Dame versus Tatum Paxley. Now, my take that was on the NXT Night Shift, and Kyle and I had a similar thought process on this. I have zero interest in this match, and I'll tell you why. I do not think Izzy Dame is a main event player at this point in NXT. I do not think Izzy Dame can carry what she wants to carry with this belt right now. Not saying she won't be in the future, but I'm saying I thoroughly do not believe she is. She just doesn't do that championship thing for me right now. I think that Tatum Paxley was over with the crowd. I do not understand what happens with Tatum Paxley. If you're going to take the belt from Izzy, we got problems on the Izzy side booking. You give the belt if Tatum loses. I don't understand the gimmick any further than this, where it is. I don't get it. I don't know where else it's going to go. I don't know how you could do any more than what you've already done with Tatum Paxley. And if she keeps becoming friends with people and having dolls, that becomes tiresome. You know what I mean?
No, you're right.
It worked for a while, and she got over. Then she lost. Then she lost for the women's title on TNA. Then she lost for this title. If she loses again, I have no idea where you put her on the roster or what you do with her. So I don't know either way what happens in this match. I'm assuming Tatum wins it because they want the big pop, but I just don't envision. Izzy Dame has done nothing as far as elevating this title right now. I just think she needs more time, cooking as far as they say. Pluggo, I'm gonna pass that to you.
Damn, you had to go with me
No,
first.
I wanted that one because you're the opposite of Jay Gold. No, I wanted different.
No, I just have no idea. Well, first of all, what's wrong with dolls? Got plenty.
No, I'm talking about the
They're
gimmick.
not
for dolls.
dolls,
I have
they're
$1 million.
action figures. It's
Action
different.
figures, dolls, whatever.
I have $1 million. I don't mind that.
I like Izzy Dame. I think that there's something to her. I think there's more to her. I think we got to get past this Tatum Paxley feud to see it. But I also don't, like you said, I agree, though. I don't know what you do with either one of them coming out of this feud. There's nothing else that you've kind of set up, unless Thea Hale's like, I want my North American title back, which we've already seen there, been there, done that. Unless there's somebody waiting in the wings for the North American Championship that they haven't presented to us yet. But I don't know what you do here. I could see Tatum winning. I've got Izzy winning just because I think you're keeping the championship on her. And we could. Tatum Paxley is one of those, she's an oddball wrestling character you can do whatever with, I guess.
But she's not comedy anymore like she used to be.
No, I
She
know,
used to
but
be
I
like
she's
that's my problem.
She's creepy with Izzy. Maybe she flips the switch and goes back to comedy because Izzy's the one that brings the darkness out of her.
Yeah.
We all have that one person that brings the darkness out of
Kyle.
us. And mine is Kyle, yeah, with the Cardinals fan.
You both said it at the same time. This is why I'm not doing 2 fucking shows next weekend. That's why you don't get paid either.
Right. Tim,
Wait,
Fair enough. I do it because I do it for the love of the game. Yeah, I do it for
Yes,
the love
me
of the
too.
game.
for the free shirts.
But,
Tim, what do you
the
got?
free shirts that I'll see in May, March. When is that coming out?
August.
August, Kyle? No, I'm just,
August of 2021.
I knew he was going to say it, so I went ahead and said it. Everybody's saying it. It's not just me saying it, it's Jiggle.
Okay.
But yeah, I got Izzy. I got Izzy because I think you could. I think it's easier to do something with. You could always run this back and stand and deliver, I guess. And
Oh.
like some Tatum, some like
don't.
Tatum
No more.
Funhouse thing. I guess
I'm tapping.
Good.
Nope. Do not run it back. This is
Well,
it. This is the end here. This is the grudge.
What
That's
else?
the
Do
end.
you, what else do you do then? Because you got nothing else set up for either one of these women. You got
They
nothing.
got
right
enough women in that roster they could heat up in the next couple weeks.
They have it up, but they don't have anybody heated up right now where it goes. That makes sense.
You're right. Correct.
Tim,
I
what do
guess
you got?
Yeah.
Sorry, Kyle.
No, you're good.
Personally, I'm pulling for Tatum on this one just simply because there you go. Crack one open.
Yeah, some sparkling.
I'm pulling for Tatum
water.
on this one simply because, I've talked with her. I've talked with her hubby, Javi. He's a cool dude. I like I like her work. I dig the character. It's not like the creepy character, the creepy kind of awkward character. That was always the kind of people I was always cool with and always associated with. So it kind of clicks with me in that way. So, and as far as Izzy goes, I see Izzy more so eventually progressing out of being in the group with Sean Spears and all because the way she's just carrying herself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kyle, I'm gonna hit you on this one now.
I think that's a fair point, Tim. Izzy Dame going off on her own. I mean, we saw Tatum end up leaving the culling as well, so maybe that just becomes a tradition of sorts that they just kind of graduate from the culling, similar to like the Ren QCC where Tavion Heights and Miles Bourne left. But yeah, this match doesn't excite me. I feel like they've kind of dragged this feud along too long, and it's been repetitive in the promo segments. Sure, the promos haven't been terrible by any means, and I get why people support and like Tatum Paxley. Just for me, it's not a character that I enjoy personally. And Izzy Dame, I think there's a lot left to be seen with her. I feel like if you do take the title away from her, though, you kind of gave up on her really quick. So this is really a test match for both these women right now to really assess where they're at in the grand scheme of things in NXT. But when it's all said and done, I think they go with the feel-good moment. I think they give the belt to Tatum, and I don't know where they go after this. Like you guys have been saying, it's just they really need to find some contenders now in the women's mid-card division, which they have options because you can essentially use the Blake Monroe, Jada Parker match as a play-in game of sorts as well.
I just, in the end, I don't know. I don't know what you do. I'm confused on this one. They have such a deep women's roster. There's so many places you can go with their women's roster.
Ren could be in that scene. She just got her first win.
Yeah, there's just so many things that can be done. So
Kendall Gray.
yeah, I mean Kendall Gray's going to have to get a title soon.
Yeah,
she has to.
Too good to not.
There's just
be
too much
strapped.
denial if you're telling me she doesn't get on TV every week on NXT. So I mean
She's too
that
good.
She's still the Evolve Women's Champion.
Yeah,
I think so. She
Yeah.
won. Yeah,
I didn't watch.
Yeah,
that
it's
Wednesday.
just a matter of progressing. Once there's an open, they'll just say, you know what? Hey, Kendall, you're on.
yeah, but we don't want to get in the habit where like Kalani Jordan disappeared from NXT television for a good.
well, she was the Knockouts champion.
No, but I'm saying before that, she disappeared for a while, and then they had to repackage her, bring her back. It wouldn't hurt Tatum to go away for a little bit. It wouldn't, Izzy is not going anywhere, as the champ and whatever. But I'm wondering, you got to start getting some of these really hot wrestlers on a track and give them some momentum. Kendall Gray had so much momentum, and then we kind of lost her there. She won the Iron Survivor match. That was your chance to really elevate. JC Jane still holds the belt. They're still holding out for, Soul and Zaria's feud. There's just a lot to this.
Well, here's the counterpoint to that. It's NXT. You could kind of wait, and you don't want
You
to
can.
rush them too much to where you're trying to force them onto the main roster. And they
You're
don't
still
have a spot.
producing TV. I'm not even talking about main roster. You're still making television every week. You want to make sure you don't lose the momentum of the
I hear
talent
what
you
you're
have.
saying. I'm just saying that's why they start and stop so much in NXT. Probably.
Yeah. So, okay. So, you know what? We're torn on that one, but we're going to get to this big main event. Joe Hendry champion, Ricky Saints, former champion, two guys, TV ready, will put on a fantastic TV match. Ricky Saints, when he was feuding with Ethan Page, Kyle and I talked about it. That could be done anywhere as far as what show you want it on. This is another one of those matches. Could be on any television, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW. These two guys are professionals. You're going to get a professional match. I don't think Joe Hendry's losing the belt. I think Ricky is almost on his way up and out. But the one thing that I will focus on is the lack of a main event scene after this match is over. NXT has run into a problem as far as what their main event scene looks like, and it's on the men's side, not on the women's side. So, Kyle, your thoughts on this main event?
Yeah, this is going to be a good one, and I think Joe Hendry was definitely the right decision for NXT champion coming out of that ladder match, because I don't think he's lost any momentum, and we even mentioned that could be an issue. When does the Joe Hendry phase run out? But to me, it really hasn't. I feel like now that you have presented him in a way that you can relate to him, they're showing video packages of his upbringing and whatnot and how he got there, his journey to the WWE. That's how the WWE really gets you to emotionally invest into characters, is by telling their backstory. And that's what they've done with Joe Hendry to make him a credible enough opponent to stand out here against Ricky Saints. Because on paper, Ricky Saints is the star, in my opinion, when you compare these two guys. You said it. Ricky's probably going up to the main roster very soon. Joe Hendry doesn't need to lose this title. I think he needs to continue his momentum. Beating Ricky Saints is a big win. I don't know what direction that means they go in for Stand and Deliver, because like you said, kind of thin at the top, but there's other names on this card like Tony D, Dion Lennox that could step up, and we could be talking about them on Stand and Deliver weekend. You can shake your head all you want. It's just a harsh reality right now. I guess you could say Jackson Drake too, but yeah, I'm going with Joe Hendry.
Jackson Drake.
Still believe.
Yes.
I still believe.
Yeah. Plug O.
I got Joe as well. The interaction on Tuesday with Ethan Page kind of sold me a ticket on Ethan's going to kind of involve himself in here, because him and Ricky's like, you're the most, decorated, NXT North American champion of all time, blah, blah, blah. That's got to mean something, and he's kind of thinking about it. So I think he's going to, so we could see Joe Hendry versus Ethan Page at Stand and Deliver.
And I'm fine with that. Yep.
But you could sell me a ticket on Ricky winning this thing too, though, because that was always the plan. They did some other things. Joe Hendry's not long for NXT either, right? He's main roster ready too.
True.
Like they're in a weird spot right now in NXT where they've got some guys that are super ready to go up, but they've got a bunch of guys that they still need to figure out a little bit before they make them main eventers. But yeah, I'll take Joe Hendry retaining here. I'm cool with it.
Mr. Vicious.
I gotta say Joe Hendry, simply because we're all in agreement. Ricky is main roster ready, and I don't know about anyone else, but personally, I think he'd be more suited for Monday nights as opposed to Fridays. Just something about the aura and the charisma he's got, it just screams Monday Night Raw.
I'm going to say one thing that I'd want your opinion on, because we are discussing NXT in this show specifically. I do not think anyone, not one guy on this roster is ready. They're ready. WWE is ready to bring up until after Mania anyway. There is no movement that's going to happen within the next 2 months with any of these guys. Zero. So I think you have to book accordingly, knowing that they're all going to be around. No one's going up tomorrow on Monday night and being like, ta-da, Ethan Page is here. He's not. If any moves are made, which they will, the night after WrestleMania is going to be a big night, I'm assuming this year. They did bring up a lot of guys last year on Raw after the night after Mania. I am just saying, we book and say here, these guys are ready to go up. I just don't see anybody leaving anytime soon, especially before the Mania decision. It's a month and a half away. The Mania is middle of April, It used to be end of March, and we'd be like, okay, here we go. But it's only the first week of March, and you have 6 weeks to book still. NXT is going to have to be a little more thrifty, so to speak, and understood with their talent. Don't kill the feuds until after Stand and Deliver. So I just need to see this match make sense, because you are building. This is not an end-all feud for every guy on this show. It might be for Tatum and Izzy, but it's not for probably Joe and Ricky. It's probably not for Tony D and Dark State. So, think further out for Stand and Deliver what we're booking here.
What about Ricky versus Ethan versus Joe? That's a triple threat.
Well, that's
they love the triple threats at Stand and Deliver. That's a big deal.
Last year's was great, wasn't it? Oba, Javon, and Trick.
Yeah. And now those guys are gone. So,
they're doing great too. And
right.
Another
and
thing we're not even mentioning with this show, because they're not on it, but I think it has to be the main event at this point, because we're talking that none of these matches make sense, is that Zarya and Soul have to headline Stand and Deliver.
Oh, yeah. That's the end. That's the
That
end.
has
of
to be
feud.
the end game.
Right.
There's no
you
other
have-
option.
Book 6 weeks out. It has to be the end of that of this.
I mean,
Of
what
the
else would
NXT
you
run.
put in the main event?
Oh, that's a great question. It's not going to be. It's not going to be Joe Hendry. I'm not saying it in a bad way. It's not going to be the men's title as the main event at Stand and Deliver.
It's not
It's
gonna be
going to
hot
be a
enough.
women's match, and
Yeah.
it might even be JC Jane versus somebody versus Soul and versus
Could be a
Zarya.
triple threat with them.
Yeah.
Soul, Zarya, and JC.
Yep.
Mm,
Yep.
who
I
knows?
think I think it's going to be something that you have to book out. You have to remember the talent. This is such a short card that I'm trying to put the thoughts together in my head because it is a very short card.
Yeah, but it doesn't need to be like a crazy card with a lot happening.
Well, no, that's
they keep these about 2 hours, right?
Yeah,
These NXT
it'll be
shows.
short and sweet. Yeah.
You might get a backstage with Saul and Zarya and all them.
got
and
to,
JC.
right?
Yeah,
Got
some
to.
kind
Kinda-
of they were going to get a segment with them. It'll lead to a handful of TV spots here and there, and then they'll wind up saying that they're going to have like a grudge match
Yeah.
at Stand and Deliver, or they'll personally, and I know I'm pretty sure I'm in the minority on this. I wouldn't mind seeing them have to say, you know what, you two are going at it so much, we're going to make a fight pit match where they did like that old fight pit gimmick.
No way. That was made specific. That is a COVID era match. That fight pit thing.
See,
That-
Jay
Yeah,
Gold hates fun, man.
Yeah, see,
I
it's
love
like-
it. I'm just saying
and-
it's not going to happen.
Tim, I'm with you.
Jay-
Said fight pit, and I got all tingly inside, dude.
I was okay with it.
I'm a realist. I'm saying it just
Kyle,
won't. they
Kyle,
won't
talk to
do it.
marketing. We're going to work on merch saying Jay Gold hates fun.
Just
We're gonna work
because
on
Jay
shirts
Gold's
for
the
Jay
loudest
Gold hates
doesn't mean
fun.
he's the right one, guys. Just because he's the loudest doesn't mean he's right, people. I want that to be known. Yeah, your mic's off, you dumbass. Oh, is it intentional? Yeah, he cut his own mic. Yeah, that's probably for the better, right, guys?
You fuckers. Now it's off.
It's a good thing we're through the card because we got nothing else to talk
Oh
about.
my god!
But this is an NXT show. There's nothing wrong with bringing up, what our thoughts are going on after this because
I agree.
Tuesday is a whole. Tuesday's got to be the push, right, to Stand and Deliver.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
that's
get
the
there.
start.
It's on the
Yeah.
4th. Yeah, it's on the 4th.
Hopefully, there's no State of the fucking Union.
Not anymore. I think we made it through.
Ugh,
But
brutal.
anyway, let's get to the plugs. I'm going to start below me. Tim, plug it up.
Tim Vicious, my Twitter, X, however the hell you want to refer to it. My Facebook gimmick is Tim Ash. Every other social, Tim Vicious. 99.99% of the time, any social with Tim Vicious is me on it. My YouTube is Tim23Vicious. Putting out my Vicious rants. I start working on it immediately right after Raw. Typically, I'll cover Raw, the PLEs, Saturday Night Main Event. Not to say I don't talk about other wrestling stuff. That's just the primary thing because of my day-to-day scheduling. I put out a whole bunch of random shorts and all for random laughs and entertainment. And I'm always open to talking about anything and everything, whether it's wrestling, nerd stuff, Phillies, whatever. So don't be afraid to ever hit me up and say hi about whatever.
Hell yeah.
Pluggo.
Oh, that's me.
That's you.
Well, I am Pluggo. You can find me on all social media platforms at Pluggo, @Pluggo_ on Twitter, but everywhere else is Pluggo. You search it, that's me. Every Thursday night, I'm with my main man JPJ for Between Two Beards over on Love Wrestling. You can go to @LoveWrestlingCA for all of my Love Wrestling content, which @B2Beards for all the Between Two Beards content. We got a lot of stuff coming up. We got baseball. We got a fantasy baseball draft happening soon. March Madness pools, shows coming up. You go check that out, the flagship over there. Like I said earlier, every Saturday I'm with Blair Pacheco for doing @4 Exposure, doing a @4 Exposure pod, on Twitter for that. We're going to be talking independent wrestling. I'm going to be needling Kyle all week about his Cardinals and leading up to baseball season. And I just did an interview with CEO Scott Schwartz. Just wrote a book that's up on Love Wrestling right now. Very cool, full circle moment for me to get to chat with him. So there you go. That's where you can find me.
That is cool. Yeah,
We got
boy.
a lot of people that wear a lot of hats around here.
I
A
wear
lot of talented people.
Too many
Boss
hats.
man, you wanna give your plugs?
Yeah, I got a lot of shit going on. If you didn't know, with the
Grab me
network,
some
of course.
coffee. It's going to be a minute.
Yeah, well, hey, speaking of coffee, live every Tuesday morning and Thursday morning, Kayfabe Coffee, the newest show here on the network. That is live at 9 a.m. I go and have a couple guests from time to time. We talk about Raw on Tuesdays, talk about Dynamite on Thursdays, and of course, I got my OTM podcast Thursday nights, the flagship of the network, and then NXT Night Shift for all things NXT on Tuesday nights. You can follow me at 2SweetKyle on all the socials. I'm doing a lot of content, obviously, because I am still unemployed, so do us a favor while you're here. Follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/mainevent_net. I still owe Pluggo a t-shirt. Don't forget to subscribe. We're on the road to 300 subscribers over here at the network, and make sure you're following the network on all the socials so you don't miss when we're going live, because we got an upload nearly every single day here on the network. A lot of main event moves happening in 2026. I'm done talking.
And all right, and I'll finish this off. You can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at jgold12 and IW Guide 1 Thursday mornings at midnight. Thursday midnight, we'll call it. The new episode of IW Guide, Indie Wrestling Guide, drops. This week we were reviewing Out in the Cold, AIW's show from February 7th. I'm not sure what we're doing this week. I'll have to ask the boss man, Butters. It is his show, but check us out. We talk indie wrestling every week. We do a lot of stuff from the Midwest. We do a lot of stuff from the East Coast because I am in New York. Mr. Butters and Jayhawk are in Ohio. We cover everything in between. So check us out. And the NXT Night Shift every Tuesday night at 10:15. Join us live. You call in, comment. You can, if you hate us, you can actually call us. We will answer your call and you could join us. So join us on the Night Shift every Tuesday at 10:15. It's a lot of fun. And we will see you on the network. So if that's it for us four idiots, we will enjoy tonight's PLE, and we will catch you on the network.
Bye, everyone.